Hey everybody, this is Enoch Chapman again. Welcome to day 8 of Native American Appreciation Month. That's right, it's November 8th, 2014. And I'm excited today to talk about actors again, like I started with last week with Irene Bedard. Today I'm going to talk about one of my all-time favorite Native American character actors. His name is Michael Greyeyes. Now, Michael Greyeyes hails from Canada area. He's actually a Plains Cree Indian, and he spends a lot of time up in Canada, Toronto area, Ontario area, and that's where he hails from, and he does a lot of great work up there. His first exposure, first kind of scene into the spotlight was on TNT's Geronimo. Now, it's not the same Geronimo that starred Wes Studi and Gene Hackman. It's actually a made-for-TV movie that was all about Geronimo from the network station TNT. And that's where he first got into a spotlight. He kind of got noticed, and it was one of his very first acting gigs. I recognized him. I actually saw Geronimo when I was young, but I don't actually recognize him. When I saw him, and it kind of impacted me for the first time, was in a movie called Smoke Signals. And I've talked a lot about Smoke Signals because I love Irene Bedard, but I also just love this movie, Smoke Signals. Michael Greyeyes plays a character inside Smoke Signals called Junior Plotkin, and there's a great scene with him and Adam Beach playing basketball and singing about John Wayne's teeth. Great scene. Michael Greyeyes does a great job inside this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it, just because I'll talk about all the rest of the time around, because it's a great little Native American film. I also recognized him again, and he's popped up in a number of different films. There's a great film that I really like called Dance Me Outside, that he's in, and stars with a couple other pretty prominent Native American actors. That is just a great little film too. He also kind of came into spotlight with Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers happened around, I want to say it was around 2004. The TV series from PBS Mystery wanted to do a U.S. mystery, because most of the stuff that's actually done through that show is done from the UK or Great Britain. And so they were looking for some kind of source material. So they looked into the Tony Hillerman novels, and they found Skinwalkers. They actually contracted out for 3 Tony Hillerman novels that were shown on the PBS series Mystery. This is the first one, Skinwalkers, and Michael Greyeyes plays a major character inside it called Dr. Stone. And even though he's not the prominent actor on here, Adam Beach and Wes Studi are, he is played one of the main prominent characters inside the film. Does a great job as Dr. Stone. I highly recommend it. In 2006, there was a video game that came out. I really like video games as much as I like movies. And a video game came out called Prey, and I don't know if you can see this cover, but Prey. He played the main character Tommy inside Prey. Prey is all about a Native American who gets sucked up by aliens and is trying to rescue his chicky pie inside of space. And Michael Greyeyes does the voice of Tommy. He does a really great job inside of it. It's very fluid. It's very great character actor. Character driven. The dialogue doesn't seem too cheesy as you're playing through it, and it's a great little game if you want to take some time and play it. But Prey, starring Michael Greyeyes as the lead character Tommy, which is kind of a cool little thing. So I was all excited to kind of do some research and find out what has this guy that I really like been doing for a while. Because I know him from, TV shows and movies, because he had been in a number of my favorite TV shows. He was on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. He was on Walker, Texas Ranger. He had a stint on Law and Order Criminal Intent. He was in Numbers. He just was in a number of different things that I really liked watching. So I've been wondering what happened to him. I haven't really seen him recently. And I was excited to do some research on him. And what I found out is back in 2010, he founded and is now artistic director of the Signal Theatre up in Toronto, Canada. Signal Theatre is a theatre that's very much based on trying to bring out stories of Native Americans and doing a lot of Native American shows inside there. They just wrapped up, and when I mean just wrapped up, they wrapped up about a couple months ago, a show called A Soldier's Tale, which takes soldier stories from World War II up into the present day, up to the present day, and the effect of what war has on people, not just inside of war, but also what happens after war, which is kind of a neat little story and a neat little tale of what goes on. So he's been doing all this great work at the Signal Theater, and he also has started up Signal Media, which is very much geared towards trying to get stories of Native Americans and Native American films shown out into the spotlight, into the public, which I think is great. Canada is one of the greatest places for people to go up and act in. There's a lot of different studios that go up there and film in Canada, and so to be able to have something that is very much Indigenous run for Indigenous people, to be able to kind of get them out into the limelight, is perfect for the area that they're in. So I think it's amazing and should be commended for what he's doing up there. I want to spotlight just a couple things that he's been working on. He's got a bunch of different film projects that he's been working on personally, but the big one, outside of some of the ballet stuff that he's been doing, which is amazing and fantastic, he's got a film that he wrote, a short film called 7 Seconds, which is premiered at a couple different film festivals. Soldier's Tale is one of the things that, like I said, he just kind of finished. But the one that I think is really, really cool is he directed and choreographed the very first Cree opera. That's an opera that's written all for the Cree language. You don't see a lot of, traditional Native American languages being showcased as much. And so the fact that they have an opera that was written for the Cree language that allows not only this language to be captured, but actually be utilized over and over again and not be lost to the ages is awesome. The music was written by a woman named Melissa Huey, and the libretto was written by a guy named Thompson Highway. But Michael Greyeyes was the one who directed and choreographed it and actually brought it into the world, and made it possible for people to see this cool work. So he's doing a lot of great stuff in directing and choreographing up in Canada area, and kind of making sure that the art form of Native American languages, Native American storytelling, as well as just Native Americans presenting the best of themselves is always seen. And anyone who does that is awesome in my eyes. They just are an incredible person. And what he's doing to kind of push forward and keep sure that these people have opportunities to go out and showcase and highlight their talents is something to be commended. So for today, on November 8th, 2014, I wanted to spotlight Michael Greyeyes. One of the guys I think is just a great actor, but after I started to research more of what he's doing, found out that he's just a huge advocate and pushing forward the envelope for what Native Americans can do. So congratulations, Michael Greyeyes. You're doing an amazing job. And as always, remember, go out and hug yourself a Native American, and I will see you guys tomorrow.